about connection establishment, data transfer, connection termination and connection reset. These are the things we will be looking. That means how a connection is established, how data transfer takes place, how connection is terminated, and how are we going to reset the connection. Okay. So when I look at connection establishment of TCP, in simple word, how I can draw is, this is client, this is server. Just a minute. Okay. And whatever the lines we are considering here, they are timelines. That means I cannot start from here and go up like this. Because if you are sending at 10 seconds something, I cannot receive that one as 8 seconds. I can receive either at 11 seconds or 12 or 13. So always these timelines, they go down. Okay, this is very important for everyone, because a lot of times I have seen students are writing the lines upward or straight lines, something like that. Okay, so always, for example, if I am sending at 10 seconds, there is no way like the receiver will receive at 8 seconds. Okay, it may receive at 11, 12, 13, anything later after 10. Okay, if you are starting your train journey at 7, you won't reach Delhi at 7 in the same day. Okay, at least it will be 8 minimum. Okay, so like that we are considering over here. Okay, so the client and the server. First, client will be sending some connection request, that we are calling as synchronous message. Okay, so whatever the diagram I am drawing, that is the basic one. Okay, if you feel like you won't be able to remember all these things, okay, then you follow this diagram. The first message we will be sending is sync message, synchronization message from client to server. And if the server is ready already, it will respond with synchronous message for the opposite direction communication plus acknowledgement for this request which is coming from client. Simplest act. After that, for this connection request, again client has to respond, so it will be sending acknowledgement. So this is three-way handshake mechanism. You are sending connection request, okay, request is sending, from the other side request plus acknowledgement or reply I can say, and again you are sending back reply. Okay, in simple, this is what we can consider. Is it clear whatever I said? Connection request, request plus reply, and again reply. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let us see in detail. So whenever you want to request the server, as we discussed in the previous class, the server should be available. Okay. So the server, within that server you are going to have server process. It tells its transport layer like I am ready to provide service. Okay. For example, I have some DNS server or daytime server. Okay, which gives the daytime. Okay, so whenever that is available, it tells its transport layer like I am ready to provide service. So whenever it is informed to the transport layer, it goes to passive open state. In the passive open state, the server will be waiting to get some connection request. Okay, at client side, again here you are going to have client process which issues some command to the transport layer that it wants to establish a connection to daytime server, or it wants to establish a connection to DNS server or any other server. Okay, it has issued some command. Then TCP will issue active open command and sends synchronous message. Within that synchronous message, as we have seen in the previous slide, we have segment in which we have sequence number. That sequence number we are using here. Okay, and remember this sequence number, whatever we are selecting for the first time, is completely random. Okay, we are selecting this one randomly. I might be selecting 8,000, other may select 15,000, I might be selecting 9000. Okay. Like that, we are going to select this sequence number. And you can see here, we are enabling the syn flag or the control field for synchronization message. We are enabling. Okay. And we are sending that thing. The other side process TCP, it receives that one and it has to send connection request plus acknowledgement. Okay. So in the figure, it is shown like syn1 add, but consider this one as plus. Okay. Syn plus add. So synchronous message from the other side also you are sending some segment. So you need to start some sequence number. You are providing sequence number 15,000. Did we carry any data here in synchronization message? Post synchronization message?
Yes, sir.
No. So the rule over here is, even though you are not consuming, you are not carrying any data in synchronization message, it consumes one sequence number. That means if you are sending anything next, it cannot be 8000. Okay, it has to be 8001. Okay, I'll come back to you again. If you are sending some synchronization message, control signal, it consumes one sequence number. That is the reason the other side it is telling next I am expecting sequence number with 8001. Okay, then it says in the control field I have acknowledgement, I have synchronized message, and it also says receiver window size is 5000. That means at the receiver side in its buffer it has 5000 bytes of space. Okay, then you have sent connection request, the other side has responded positively and it also sent some connection request. Then you need to send reply to that one, right? Whatever the connection request you got, for that you need to reply. So you are sending acknowledgement. Acknowledgement with sequence number, corresponding acknowledgement number. Like I have received 15,000, so I am saying acknowledgement number 15,001. Then I am including control field, saying like this is acknowledgement segment. Then I am saying receiver window size 10,000. That means source is saying I have capacity to receive 10,000 bytes of information. Okay, is it clear? Or you have any doubts?
No, sir, it's clear.
It's clear? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now let me ask you a question. I said if synchronous message, even though it is not carrying any data, it consumes one sequence number. And I said the sequence number is 8000. Here the receiver is expecting 8001, but I am giving sequence number 8000. But whereas when we go back and see, oh sorry, when we go back and see here, the sequence numbers over here, we are writing like for this first segment, we are writing 10,001. I sent till 11,000, so I am using 11,001. 12,001, I am sending till 13,000, so I am using 13,001. So in the previous segment, if I am sending 8,000, for the next segment, it has to be 8,001, right? Yes or no? The receiver is expecting 8001, but I am sending 8000. Whether it will accept or it will discard as a repeated message, what it will do? You see, you have to observe all these things. It's not like if I have skipped this thing, you won't have any idea, right? So try to give some work to your brain. So the rule is synchronous message or syn message, even though it is not carrying any data, it consumes one sequence number. But acknowledgement, it cannot consume one sequence number. Okay, this is acknowledgement number. So I cannot give any sequence number for this one. Acknowledgement, if it is not carrying any data, it won't consume any sequence number. Acknowledgement, if it is carrying data, then you are going to have some sequence number. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So remember
Sir,
these
but
points.
already 8000 is used for synchronousness, sir.
Exactly, 8000 is used for synchronous message. I do not have any data to be sent. I just have acknowledgement, which is control signal. So it does not consume any sequence number.
But already 8000 is consumed by synchronousness, sir. Then again, there will not be there
Yes.
for.
By looking at this one, the other side TCP should understand I do not have any data field here, but I just have some control information. Okay. Instead, if I have some data to be sent, then I will be using 8001. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So the rule is a synchronous message segment cannot carry data, but it consumes one sequence number. Okay. Even though you are not sending any data, when you are sending SYN message, you need to use one sequence number. When I say consume one sequence number, we have to use one sequence number for that one. Yes, SYN plus ACK segment also same rule. Okay. It also cannot carry any data, but it also consumes one sequence number. That means we have to give one sequence number to it. An ACK segment, if carrying no data, consumes no sequence number. That means we cannot give new sequence number if the ACK segment is not carrying any data. Okay, that is the rule we have. Okay. So a rare situation may occur where both sides will issue active open. If I have client server, then server will issue passive open, this one will issue active open. But if I have peer-to-peer communication, okay, both are at same level, we just want to have some kind of communication between two entities, then both sides will come up with active open. Okay, in that case, both will send SYN messages. Okay, and both will respond with simplest ACK. Let me see if I have diagram for that. Okay, I do not have any diagram. I'll draw that. Okay, so client side, server side. So active open issued by respect. Okay, sorry, I cannot say client and server over here, but peer 1, peer 2. Okay, so active open issued by this process, active open issued by this process. So immediately it will send SYN message. This also, whenever it gets that one, it also sends some SYN message. Okay, whenever you receive SYN message, you are supposed to reply for that one, right? So what you will do is, you are going to reply with SYN plus acknowledgement. Okay, then here also you have received some SYN message, so you will also send SYN plus acknowledgement in this direction. Okay, so what we are trying to say here is, in rare situation when both process issue active open, both TCPs transmit TCP plus ACK segment to each other, and one single connection is established between them, and you are going to exchange acknowledgement. Both have received again SYN message, right? So acknowledgement will be sent in response. Like that, we are going to have simultaneous open. Okay, so three-way handshake is this one. This is three-way handshake, and when I go with this one, this is simultaneous open. Both are trying to open the connection at the same time. Okay, SYN flooding attack. This is from attack we have. That means there may be some attacker. Okay, what he tries to do is, he tries to keep on sending SYN messages. Okay, so SYN message will come from attacker, then the other side you have to respond with SYN plus acknowledgement. You will be responding, but there won't be any response from the attacker. Okay, only SYN messages he will be sending, and you will keep on sending SYN plus ACK to that particular person. What happens with this one is, basically in TCP, as soon as you receive SYN message, you are going to reserve some buffer space for that one. Okay. If you are sending SYN message 10 times, 10 times buffer space will be reserved for you. Okay. But you are not sending any acknowledgement, and the server side, it keeps on looking for getting that acknowledgement. So we have something called as transmission control block tables, TCP blocks. Okay. So these things store some information about the connection request. For that you are reserving some memory. So whenever you are not getting any acknowledgement, you cannot give this particular space to some other request. But because you are thinking like the connection reply, the acknowledgement whatever we have, that may come in future, like that you are waiting. So if this kind of attack happens, your resources will be consumed by attacker and you won't be in a position to provide service to genuine user. Okay. So this leads to the attack of denial of service. Okay. Wherein attacker monopolizes the system with so many SYN messages, SYN flooding attack we call it. Okay. And to overcome this, we have something called as cookies in SCTP, or we can use some kind of policies like
Sir,
yes.
sir, time up, sir. We have next class, sir.
Okay, I'll close in 1 minute. So whenever you are getting so many requests, you need to request for individual user. I'll give only 10 requests like that, or you can filter using IP addresses. Okay, like that you can overcome this SYN threading attack. Okay, so we'll stop here. We'll see in next class data transfer.